1,
2,
3,
4,
5.
In 2010, guns took the lives of 31,076 Americans in homicides, suicides, and unintentional shootings, which is the equivalent to more than 85 deaths each day and more than 3 deaths each hour, according to the Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence. As many school shootings that have happened in the recent years, the next one could involve someone you know and dearly love. Today I'd like to talk to you about first, gun laws and statistics, second, what we should change, and finally the benefits of our changes. I'll begin talking about some statistics about gun laws in the United States. Georgia City Council passed a law in April 2013 that enforces every head of household to own a gun and ammunition. I do not understand this law. I was under the impression that we the people are trying to eliminate Americans to owning and having guns so readily available for Americans, which in hopes would reduce the chances of mass shootings and gun deaths from ever occurring. I, however, do understand the Second Amendment of protecting Americans and allowing them to keep and bear arms. However, I don't see the Second Amendment of giving the Americans the right and then turning it into a law. Do you know that living in a home with someone with a firearm increases the risk that someone that resides in that home will become a victim of suicide by as much as 170%, and suicide by up to 460%, and the risk of unintentional shooting deaths is 3.7 times higher for adults living in homes with guns. There was a lawsuit filed by the Center of Prevention of Gun Violence challenging the constitutionality of the ordinance. Now, licensing and registrations. States with some form of either licensing and registration have greater success keeping firearms initially sold by dealers in the states from being recovered in crimes than states without such laws. And then the large capacity ammunition magazine regulation. The federal ban on large capacity ammunition magazines expired along with the federal assault weapon ban in 2004. The percentage of gun crimes with the ban reached as low as 10% in 2004 and slowly climbed to 22% after the ban expired. The Brady Act. I have a picture here with the red areas are at the top. The most restrictive states would be the green area, which is California, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Hawaii. Now the worst would be the 3 states that they have is Arizona, Alaska, and Utah, which would be the best for gun owners, which I'm going to pass this picture around. The Brady Act from 1994 to December 2008, nearly 1.8 million prohibited persons such as felons, juveniles, or mentally ill persons have been denied a firearm transfer or permit. On an average, 211 felons a day are turned away at gun stores. Making it harder for Americans to buy guns will help reduce the number of guns on the streets as it already has. 211 felons are turned away on a daily basis for trying to legally buy a gun. The number of actual felons out there trying to buy a gun illegally, the numbers have to be astronomical. That is what we need to try to eliminate, is the amount of guns on the streets, which in some states like Texas make it harder for us, because in Austin, Texas alone, they seize around 1,000 guns a year. That is just the city of Austin. They have approximately 9,500 guns in the evidence room, ranging from handguns to assault rifles and to high-powered assault weapons. This is not even the worst part. They just passed a law to be able to resell those guns to the public after they are seized to generate revenue for the state, which I really don't understand this. We want to eliminate guns and make ammo more expensive, so it will make a burden for gun owners to have and use guns. But all I see here is money. They don't care about reducing the guns or taking away the ammo as long as they get their piece of the pie. Now, gun laws need to be enforced and made to help us and are not to create an income for the government. I think we need to take a look at some actual laws and make some changes to help the world of gun violence, not just put a price on it. I do know the Second Amendment gets in the way of making federal laws to ban guns, which is not my intention. However, I feel state laws should be on the same page, making laws telling head of households that they have to own a gun for protection is crazy. How about actually making a law that a home must have an alarm secured system? That is cheaper and obviously less dangerous. Actually, it would be more safe for the community and homeowners as well. I know you cannot ban all firearms because of the Second Amendment. However, assault weapons are another thing. The assault weapons are not a legitimate weapon of protection, nor are they legitimate sporting weapons, according to 67% of Field and Stream readers. Now, banning assault rifles to non-military or police would be a law that could help change mass shootings, because most of the mass killing shootings that do occur are used with assault rifles or weapons with a large capacity of ammo, because it's the ability to not fire non-stop without reloading and having a pedestrian or law enforcement interfere. What about a law that you must have your weapon in a locked area, such as a safe or a locking device on your weapon? Also, the safety must always be on when not being used. That would be a law that is hard to enforce, but just having a law could help save a life. The changes made could help save a person's life, not only a person, but somebody you know, your child, your brother or sister, your mom or dad, or most of all, yourself. The benefits are huge when it comes to someone's life. I want to go over the benefits with you of some of the changes that we should make. As I said, the number one benefit would be someone's life. However, the benefit huge would be for the states to have safer community and lower number of injuries and gun crimes, as well as some changes that have already been proven, such as alarm ammo and assault weapons ban. That did take place and now is expired. The government would not need to make so much money, because if they reduce crime rates and have less people behind bars for gun crimes, I know not all gun crimes will be reduced to zero, but these could change and could reduce it significantly. It costs about $47,000 a year to house an inmate in prison just for 1 year in California. It costs $60,000 in New York. Tell me that even 10 people in New York would not bring them more money. That's over $500,000 a year. Now, as you can easily see, making changes to our gun laws and reducing deaths and crimes would be a win for us and the government. They would save their money, and then we can save our lives. Now that I've told you about some of the laws and statistics about gun law and violence, some changes that we the people need to make, and finally the benefits of the changes for us and the government. We want to see our children grow up and see the world as a peaceful place. Not everything needs to be about money, more about living. What if the next school to get shot up was the school one of your families attended, or a movie theater that you took your kid to? Why can't we make peace and make a change so that we don't have to be afraid to watch the news? Let us make the right decision and see the benefit. I am going to leave you with a little something that the president said during a conversation with an economist and author, John Lott Jr., at the University of Chicago Law School in the 1990s. He said, "I don't believe people should be able to own guns." Any questions for me?
I have a question.
Yep.
Person 3, I have a question. In your home, do you feel the need to be safe by owning a gun?
No, I don't. I don't have a gun, and I have never owned a gun, and I feel completely safe because I have locks on my doors. That's why they invented locks.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
Person 5. Do you think more states will adopt laws like Arizona, or do you think Arizona is going to end up getting rid of their law that everyone has to own a gun?
I believe that they're going to obviously see the dangerous opportunity that it creates on people that everyone has to own a gun. I mean, there's people out there that have never even touched a gun that they're making own a gun and ammunition. There's people with kids in their households that are around guns now for the first time ever. So I think they're going to change that law.
I have a question.
Yes.
Person one. Do you feel in the state of Minnesota they should be more strict on purchasing firearms?
They've gotten a lot stricter than they were, and I personally think that yes, they should, because there's a place. Obviously, it says 211 felons are turned away every day for trying to purchase a gun, and that's obviously they're doing their job, but there's probably more people out there that might get away with it. So yes. I gotta say one.
1.
2.